it's time to upgrade to the pro version. Oh, it's okay. Hold on. So maybe then you can go ahead and upgrade to the pro version. Today, I'll try to point out anytime you see this crown, that means that it is a pro feature, and you'll see it while we're using the platform. And that'll signal to you that you don't have access to that feature if you're not paying for Canva. All right. So the next question I normally get asked is if Canva has an app. Yes, there is an app for Canva for your mobile. There are some people who like to design on an iPad or on their phones. I think it's a matter of preference. I personally only like to create my designs on a desktop. I think it is easier to design that way. I will say though, I do use the app on my phone to easily download my images sometimes so that I can post it right onto social media. So really that's like the only way that I actually use the app. One more thing that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to see if I can put this in the chat. There's this group on Facebook that's actually managed by Canva. I just put the link in there for you guys. So I don't know, Rose, if you want to copy that link and then share it with everyone. Canva has updated and evolved so much since I started using it. And so in that group, I kind of stay up to date on the latest changes and upgrades happening on the platform. And a lot of people also share like their ideas, like design ideas and all that kind of stuff. So it's a great, very interactive group available on Facebook. All right. So I just want to share that with you guys. Let's go ahead and get started in Canva. So here I am. This is what I like to call kind of like the Canva dashboard, like you're on the home page, canva.com. This is where you are deciding if you're going to work on a design that you've already created, like down here, my recent designs are all located here, or if I'm going to create a brand new design. Another one of the amazing features that Canva has is there are so many platforms to create content on, and the sizing for every single platform for those images is different on every single one. And so Canva has kind of made our life a little bit easier when it comes to that. So where you're going to go when you're going to create a brand new design, you can either type something in here or up here at the top, I like to go to create a design. And let's just say, you know, that you're going to design something for, let's just say like Instagram. You can start to type in Instagram and you see here like Instagram post and you can see the specifications. Canva's already telling you what the ideal size is for that platform in particular. And so same thing like Instagram story. We know stories are usually like full vertical, right? So these are the specifications for a design that fits the entire screen vertically. Same thing. So let's just say if you wanted to design a LinkedIn banner, you want to have a branded LinkedIn banner, you can go ahead and type in here LinkedIn, and you see here it says LinkedIn banner. So depending on what you're designing, a Facebook event, if I start to type in here Facebook, maybe you want to create a cover for a Facebook event cover for an open house. There we go. So it's telling me what the ideal specifications are for that image.
And this also applies, I'm sorry, Katya, this also applies when you're ordering printed materials. If you want to make a brochure, if you want to print out flyers, if you want to print out mail cards to send in the mail, this you can size them perfectly right here.
Yes, absolutely. And we are going to talk about that too, because it's not just for social media. It is also for anything that you are possibly going to print. Like I one time I designed a yard sign. So I typed in here yard sign. And here, if I click on that, it takes you to, this is the ideal specification for a yard sign that you could have printed. So I'm going to go back over here. And then what I was going to say too is sometimes Canva takes a little bit longer to adjust to the changes that Facebook makes. And, even LinkedIn recently changed the event cover size again. I did a quick Google search to see what the size specifications were. And you can always do a custom size and put in here your custom dimensions on whatever it is that you need. So going back to what Rose was saying about print, if I typed in here, let's just say you have an open house coming up and you want to design a flyer for your open house, right? To promote your listing. I can type in here flyer, and you see here 8.5 by 11 inches, a normal sheet of paper. So I'm going to click on that. And right now I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to edit a template, but nobody panic, because we're going to go back and we're actually going to create a design together from scratch. And I'm going to highlight my go-to elements on Canva. Okay. So here I chose flyer. This is the design. Anytime you are in any size design, the yard sign, the LinkedIn banner cover, the flyer, up at the top, you're always going to have this template option first. And in this search box, you can type in a keyword of something that you are looking for. So let's just say you wanted to do an open house flyer. I can type open house in there, and you can see you have all of these open house templates available. When I hover over it, you see how it says like 1 of 2. You'll know how many pages are available on that particular flyer or design. Some of them, a lot of these might be free. Some of the templates are paid only for pro users available. But let's just say like I like this one. So I select it, right? I want to use this one. Just want to show you how easy it is to just customize and update all the information that's here. These are what's called grids, where these pictures are. So, and again, we're going to go through this a little bit slower, but I just want to show you how easy it is to update an existing template that Canva has ready to go. So let's just say, so I don't have any pictures of like a home. Let me just pretend here. I'm going to type in home. Okay, this is my listing. I can drag my picture in that grid, and you see how it changed it. So you're going to up listing here, and then you could just swap out the pictures in this to customize it to yourself. You can change all of this text. Maybe you like this for just listed. You want to change this to be the color of your brand. So I select the square in the background. I can change all of these to be the color of my branding. Okay. And again, all of this text, you can change it. You can add, let's just say you wanted to add your headshot on here. You can customize this template however you want. So again, just the templates, you can always search them here, and they're easy to customize and edit for your brand. Now I'm going to go back, and let me just delete this, because then I start to get all these different tabs open. Okay, so we're going to create a design together now. And I will say my go-to size for something on social media is usually always the Instagram post. It's a 1080 by 1080 pixels design, and that's a square. The reason why I like the square when I create designs for social, it's because I know that it's a safe space and nothing's going to get cropped anywhere when somebody comes across the design. So for a news feed like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram post is my go-to. I'm not saying that it's the only size that works. You can use other sizes that work just fine on social media. This is just a preference that I have. So I'd select Instagram post. I'm going to go though to a design that I already have ready to go. So give me just a second. Where's my design? Make sure I choose the right one. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so we're going to create this design together. But before we do, I want to walk you through some of the elements available on here, okay? So we're going to design this thing together. I'm in an Instagram post size. Let's pretend you have a listing and you're trying to create a quick graphic to post onto social media. We're going to walk through this navigation bar together. And honestly, like, I don't like to complicate my designs. I kind of always use the same concepts and techniques whenever I create any kind of design. So like I said, so we're in an Instagram post size right now. You always have this template option, the search bar. You can type in your keywords over here. So if you needed an open house Instagram size design, you can type that in the templates, and you see you have some templates you can choose from. Under elements, I'm going to come back to elements because I play in there a lot. So let's go ahead and finish through here and then we'll come back to elements. Here, this uploads is where you can upload your photos, your videos, and any audio that you have, and it'll be stored in here for you to access. Photos, this is where you can do a search for this through the stock photo library that Canva offers. Let's just say, like, if I needed a picture of a beach, I would type that in there. And you see here how this says pro? That means that it's an image that only pro users can use. Let's just say you're not paying for Canva at the moment. You can put a filter on here. You see this filter, and you can put free and apply so that you're only seeing the free options, okay, and not any of the paid ones. Okay, so that filter button is right at the top. Text, pretty simple. Down here, there's some combinations, like font combinations. You'll see some of these are pro. Same thing, there's some fonts that are only for pro users, so you're going to see the little crown next to it. So I normally just select one of these. You can obviously drag your corners to resize it. When you have your text selected, options for editing will show up at the top. So this is where you can change the font. You see that's a pro option, so I can change the font, I can adjust the size, I can change the color here. I can make it bold if I have the italicize option, underlining, all caps, alignment feature here, bullet points, numbers.
Some of the fonts, I just want to make a mention, some of the fonts don't have the availability for bold or italicize. Some of them are locked into their style, just so you're not like, it won't bold, it won't bold.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I've been there before.
Yeah, some of them won't give you, you won't be able to click on it if it's not available for that font style. So yeah, letter spacing, line height, you can effects. This is a relatively newer feature on there. So, you have different options here that you can play with, lift, shadow. You can even curve your text now on there. So all of that's under effects. You can also animate your design. You can put animation through your text this way. Again, some are pro features available on there. Others are free. Okay. So I'm going to delete this. That's the text. Audio, we're really not going to get into audio too much, but yes, you can add audio to, maybe if you're making like a short video using Canva, you can add audio to your design. Videos, I am going to show you guys some ideas on how you can use videos, on Canva, but same thing here, kind of with the stock footage, the stock photo. Some are free, some are paid. I can type in a keyword of what I'm looking for. So beach. And then I can use the video in my design. Okay. Background, all this is if I select any of these, let's just say I'm like, oh, this is pretty. It's going to just attach itself to the entire size of my design. It's going to become the background of the entire design that I'm working on. I don't really use this option that much either. Okay. So I'm going to go back to elements really quick. And I want to show you, so in the back here, you see I have an image, right? Under elements, one of my go-tos is the grids, okay? The grids. And I want to show you guys how these grids work. If I select this grid, the grid's attached to the entire size of my design. So what I tell agents is anytime you see this like sky landscapey background, that means that you can attach an image or a video on that grid. So I want to show you what I mean by that. If I go to photos and I take this image and I throw it in there, it attached to the entire grid, right? And I can double click this and move this around and position it wherever it is that I want. But I want you guys to see the difference. So if I don't have a grid and I select this, it's just kind of freely hanging out, right? I can achieve the same effect by stretching it. To me, I actually really do like I just prefer to use the grid. So if I go back under elements, I also want to show you, like, if I throw this in here, I can actually resize the grid as well. And then every time I go to make a change, I just throw the image in there and it attaches to it. Okay. And the same thing, it works the same for, for videos. So if I go to, where is it? Videos over here, I can throw that video in there and it took the shape of that grid. Now, my go-to size grid is the one that I'm using right now, but I want to show you guys. So say if I selected this one, you kind of see like there's two of those grids in there. If I go to photos, and let's just say I throw that image in there, it took the shape of this top part of that grid, and maybe on the bottom, I can throw this one. And I can double click it and adjust where it, how it looks. And again, you can resize this entire thing if you wanted to. Okay, so same thing with, if I go to elements, you see the frames and you see again the sky landscapey background thing. So if I chose this one, you see it has like a funky shape. I can go to photos and I'll throw that image in there. It latched onto it and it took the shape of that design of that frame. So the same thing happens if I were to throw a video in there. So video, I throw that and you see that the video took the shape of that frame. So really important, anytime, even under elements, sometimes you'll do a search and you'll see that sky landscape thing. What that means is that you can throw something in there, a video or a photo, and it'll take the shape of it, okay? So here we're gonna start building our design. I'm gonna choose the grid that I have in the background, and I don't have that same listing picture. So let me see, let me find my new listing. This is my awesome new listing. I throw that picture in there. Again, I can double click this and adjust it to be in the spot, position it where I want. You can choose to not use the grid and stretch out the image. The next thing that you can find under elements. Under elements, really, this is where you can find all of the things that you're trying to throw on top of your design. Another one of my go-tos is I go to shapes, and here I just usually grab like the square and I'll stretch it over my design. One thing to keep in mind, like, yes, you're real estate agents and not graphic artists, but it's kind of easy to, if you took a look at this design, you can see that this text is not very legible, right? It's kind of difficult to read that. And so you definitely don't want to post something that people wouldn't be able to easily read. So what I like to do is, once you have, see, like this background kind of makes it a little bit easier to read that text, right? So here I'll stretch this square over my design. And up at the top, you have this transparency option here. And you can adjust the transparency. Now, note too, you can adjust the transparency to anything that you select, to an icon, a logo. This image in the back, if I select that, I can adjust the transparency on that image as well. But in this case, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I just want you guys to know that you can play with that transparency there. And then when you pay for Canva, you have the opportunity to set up your brand kit so that your colors are already stored in Canva. But I want to show you guys a website in case you don't see, there's so many tabs that open thanks to Canva. Okay. In case you don't pay for Canva, I think staying on brand is one of the most important things that you can do. Maybe your fonts aren't the same. Okay, no problem. But at minimum, stay consistent with your colors. Super important. We identify brands because we remember their colors, and then on social platforms and all of that, you definitely want to stay on brand and be consistent with that. So I want to show you guys where you can, a platform that you can use to pull your colors. It's not the only one that's out there. I like to use colorcodepicker.com. And one time I had an agent who was like, you know what? I really like the colors of the Tiffany's logo. I want to know what that teal is. I'm like, all right, let's look it up. So on this website, up at the top, you can upload an image here and say, you're like, hey, you know what? I want to know what color this orange is. You select it and it's going to tell you here what the codes are. What I do is I go to the bottom and I upload my image here. So let me go find my Tiffany's logo. I have my logo on here. So you see that it's pulling all of the dominant colors that it's finding in the logo. So you might want to take note of these hex codes. And the reason why I'm showing you this now too is like, if you're running ads on Facebook and you want to stay color coded when you have your ads show up on stories, it'll give you an option that'll say like, oh, what's your hex code, so that they can keep the background on brand. So you have to know what these codes are. And the way that you use this on Canva is, so let's just say you want like a color palette, right? And this kind of helped you, pull like 4 different colors in your logo. I would use it. What you need is the hex number. So I'm going to copy this number. I'm going to go back to Canva. Anytime you have an option to change the color on an element or a feature on an element in Canva. So right now I have the square selected, right? This color block is going to show up here to allow me to change the color. So when I select that, this is where I want to paste that hex code. So you see here, it's pulling my Tiffany's color. I'm going to see, so there I have the Tiffany's teal. Okay. And so that's how you guys can stay on brand and make sure that you're using the right colors, for your brand and your logo and all that stuff. So here I have that. So I'm going to go back here. You guys already know where to find the font. So something else that you can do is, let's just say you have like multiple listings coming up and you kind of want to make your life easier and not have to redesign something again. Up here, so this is my Canvas page 1. I can make a copy and duplicate this page. Okay, I can duplicate this page. Or here, I can also say I want to make a copy of this text, like I just want this copied. I can select it, and up at the top, I can duplicate it. And I can just maybe move it down here into my design. All right. And you guys know where to find your text options over here. Something else that I want to show you guys really quick. I remember literally fighting with my computer before I discovered this feature in here. I was like, this is so frustrating. So under your uploads, that's where you're going to have your logo, right? You're going to have your logo available on here. And so let's just say like, here's my logo. Oops, I grabbed the wrong. And a keyboard shortcut to undo something you just did is Control Z. I'm like all the time, like Control Z on there. So that's a good one to know. So here's the logo. And let's just say like I didn't have this here and I hover this over. It's trying to attach to the grid because that's what the grids do. They're for attaching a video or an image. So you can see that might not be it. Let's just say I'm taking this picture here. You see, every time I move it around, it tries to attach it. You can lock features in place so that it doesn't move anymore. So let's just say here, I have the grid selected in the back. There's a lock icon over here at the top. So I can lock it in place. So now if I grab the logo and I hover it over the grid, it doesn't change anything. It won't do anything. So this is really good because it can be really annoying when you're still adding things to your design. You just have to remember, if you do have to make a change to that grid in the background, you have to unlock it. Unlock it, and then you can go ahead and changes you need to make to your design. Okay, this creates a boundary or a layer between the logo and the grid. So that's why it doesn't, it's not attaching right now. When it's like this. So I'm going to put this down here. Now we're going to start to place like our, your headshot in this image. So under my, my uploads, that's where I have my, the headshot that I would want to use. So this is like what Rose was talking about, right? That removing the background feature. So here I have my image. And you would go to where it says edit image and background remover. So yes, this is a paid feature, right? Because there's a crown. If you
Check this out, y'all. Check this out. Look how quick it does it. It blew my mind the first time I did it.
Well, you know what? It's a little bit slower sometimes when I do it on Zoom because of the internet, and all that. Right. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer here, but it's much quicker when you're not trying to do it on Zoom.
Yeah, because you're running too many things again.
So crisp, look at how crisp it is. And then what Rose was saying, like on Photoshop, if let's just say you did still have to take something out, you can go to erase and like say like I have like a flyaway hair that I need to, adjust here or whatever. Like you can erase it or you can restore things. So let's just say I want that back. You can do it. Now, this feature, I think to like edit and choose this brush stuff here, I think it's only like as soon as you do the background remover, you can't go back to doing this. Okay, so just
Hey, Katya, real quick, we had a request to show the grid lock again. I don't know, before you like move on, if you wanted to just show that real quick.
I'm so sorry, I don't have the chat up. I normally have the chat up.
That's
with me,
okay.
so-
I'm
Okay.
taking care of it. I got it
Oh,
covered.
thank you. You're the best. You are the best. Okay, yes, I can show the grid lock again. So hold on, there's too many things open right now here in the way. Do you see it here up at the top right? You know, I showed the transparency icon, right? And then to the right, there's this lock icon here. Can you guys see it? Just under the download button. Connie, can you see that? And you can lock anything in place. So let's just say I want to lock this text in place. I can choose that and I can lock it. And sometimes, depending on how wide your screen is, like you see, I selected the text and now I have to choose the 3 dots up here and there's my lock icon. So I can lock it. Connie, you're good? Everybody? Yeah, I see some people were asking.
Yeah.
Patricia, it was colorcodepicker.com.
You want to put that link in the chat? Because all the links that Katya is sharing with us right now, I'm saving them. And I'm going to put that in the email that you guys will get tomorrow with the link to the slides. Okay.
Perfect. So that's the icon for locking things in place. And again, just remember, if you lock it, you need to make changes, unlock it. And I'll tell you another reason why I like the lock feature. So you see how I have like, you know, what can I do here? What can I show you guys? So let's just say I have another element in the back, which I'm going to show you guys how this works, but I'm going to lock that. And I'm going to click and drag over my headshot because I want to resize a few things here. That will, everything that I selected, I grouped it together to resize it, okay? But I didn't want this to be affected in the back, and that's why I locked it in place. To an eyedropper tool. Alyssa, that's awesome. So, you know, a lot of people actually were asking for the eyedropper tool. And what I learned is when you have the Canva app on your desktop, that comes with the eyedropper. So I have the app on my desktop, but I never use it. And it's the same thing as this. Like it's the same as working on, you know, your browser. So yes, like I haven't seen it yet on regular like Chrome, I guess. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, that's such a handy tool. I don't know why they haven't put that on like, you know, regular accounts just yet. It does do something now though, where it's going to try to pick up the colors. See, like photo colors, it's trying to show me all of the colors that are in this image. So it is starting to do that, which is helpful, which is really helpful. Okay, so here we are. Let me go ahead and remove the background again, because I think I undid it. Catalina, so I mean, the eyedropper tool, you have to, the Canva app is where you can find it within the platform, okay? But I don't want to confuse people. Like right now I'm on canva.com on my Chrome. I'm not in the app. The website is called colorcodepicker.com. And Rose is going to go ahead and send that out to everybody afterwards, so you have it. All right, so here I am. I can stretch myself out and put myself, you know, in this corner here where I want to show up. Exit out of there. Let me move things around a little bit. I got the chat. I got the video going on here. Okay, so here we are. The other thing that I want to show you guys is some of the effects that you can put on here now with Canva. So if I select myself here and I go to edit image, you can actually adjust. If I go to see all here, I can go ahead and adjust, you know, any of the, you know, you can filter basically your picture. You can add a filter. There's also, this is also new, you can add shadows. So anytime you have an image selected, I can go to the shadows part over here and I can add, maybe if I want like a drop, you see now, and I love the shadows option because that way it creates some depth and dimension to your design. So I really, really like that. Hold on one second. I got this video attached to the bottom and it's like, I don't like it there. Okay. There we go. So that's when you select your image and you go to edit image, you're going to have a few options here to edit that, that image. Okay. So you can adjust the brightness, contrast, all that. You can apply a filter. I'll show you smart mockups later, but shadows, this is the cool part where you can add different kinds of shadows to your design. Another tip or trick just to show you how in the elements you can use different elements to get a little bit creative is I can go to my square again. I can reposition this, maybe stretch it, turn it this way. And you see how right now I'm just trying to create more dimension or more depth in my design. So I have my element selected, but you see that right now it's on top of me. I need it in the back, right? So I have it selected, and up here you can go to position and you just go backward, and you see how now it's behind me. If you go backward too much, it's too far back, but you can bring it back forward where you need it. So think of your design almost as layers, right? You're just layering. And I have my square selected right now, so I can go ahead and change the color again to be like the color of my brand. So that's like a simple design trick. I can maybe do this where maybe I want it more like a banner. So I can go ahead and position it down here. And now I have, you know, that, and you can add more text here. Something else that you can find under elements. So let's say you wanted to add like a phone number, right? And you wanted an icon of a phone or cell phone. I can type that under elements. So under elements in the search box, you can type in there a keyword of something that you're looking for. I mean, you can get super random, like palm tree, anything. And you can find the graphics that you need that you want to add to your design. Okay. And so say like this palm tree that I just grabbed here, I just want to show you guys, if the option to change the color of that element is available, when you have it selected, your color block is going to show up here. Some of them, you cannot change the color of the element. So this square will not show up. Okay. So that's where you can do a search under elements to find kind of like any clip art or things like that that you want to add to your design. I also want to show you like a quick idea for video, something that you can do. I know like some agents like to brand their videos, right? So this example is a, so let's just say this is my new listing and I created a quick slideshow using a different app. So the apps that I like to use to do these kinds of things, you can use either InShot or Video Shop. I use Video Shop, and Video Shop is like $26 a year for the paid one. That's another one that I'm like, hey, take my money. I think it's an amazing tool for video editing and all that kind of stuff. So, but they also have a free version. Can you change the color of your uploaded logo? No, not on here. That would have to be with whoever designed your original logo. Yeah, you're not able to do that.
Because it's an uploaded photo. So any uploaded photo, you can't really change the color of, you can only remove the background from it if it's
correct
available for that.
Yeah. So here I am. I'm going to go show you guys under uploads. I have my video of my listing, my slideshow available. So I'm going to go to my handy grid, right? Because I always like to start with my grid. I'm going to go to my uploads, find my video. Here is my video. I threw it in the box, right? In the grid, play my video so you guys can see it again. And here, all I want to do is, again, so my designs are very simple. Go back to elements. I find my square, put it down at the bottom. You know already how to remove your background. So maybe find your, you know, you can get really creative here. So let's just say if I go under frames and you want like a different kind of look, I can, let's just say I like this one and I want to place it somewhere over here. And in my uploads, I have my headshot. I can throw that one and I can adjust this. And there's my headshot. And then the video plays in the background. And you can add your text. The other thing is maybe, you know, the grid, I don't like that it's blocking the bottom part of my video. I can readjust this so that it isn't blocking anything in my video. And again, you know, you can put your text down here, add text to it, just listed. You can put your logo on there. It's just to give you guys, like, obviously there's a million ways to do these kinds of designs. You can add a lot more to it if you wanted, but it's just to kind of show you what the platform is able and capable, like able to do. Okay, so that, and hopefully try to keep it as simple as possible. I want to give you guys another idea for content. Let's just say maybe you wanted to do something that was like free events in the city that you're in. I'm obviously in South Florida, so I always talk about things that are in my area. But let's just say, so this is actually a video in the background. I did a search for like beach or Fort Lauderdale. So you see there's a video in the back. I would download this as a video. And I don't know if you guys have seen like the carousel posts on Instagram that you can swipe through them. Maybe this is like your cover video. And then on the second slide, you actually highlight the events that are going on in your, you know, in the city. So again, another very simple design here. So under videos, I did a search for stock footage. I did beach or Fort Lauderdale beach. I forgot what I did. And that's why I also sometimes encourage realtors to kind of try to get your own footage. Whenever you're out, you don't know when or how you could possibly use it for your own content. So kind of start to create your own library of available resources like this for your designs.
I gotta give a shout out to Amy Lucas. She's in this class right now and she is so good with that. I mean, if you want to get some inspiration for content, go to Amy Lucas's page. She's got it going on.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, there's so many opportunities to, like you said, get inspired, you know, get inspired. And hopefully after you get inspired, these classes will help show you how to execute those, all those ideas. So yeah, so this is something you can do, just a design idea here. Alyssa, yeah, simple designs is so much better, less clutter, make it easy, visually appealing for people. How do you download this? So super important too for you guys to know how to download these images. Up at the top, you have this download option here, okay? What you wanna do is, so this is a video, right? There's a video of a beach in the background. So you wanna download that as an MP4 video. This particular design has 6 pages, right? I created 6 pages in here. So I want to make sure that I select the page that I'm trying to download. So I need page 5 and I would go done and download that. This is an image, right? So if I wanted to download this, I would choose a JPEG or PNG and page 1. I would select that. That is just an image. So I would download that and use that. You can also resize things when you have a pro account. So I think this is another really cool feature. If I go to resize, and let's just say maybe I wanted this for an Instagram story, I could go to copy and resize. And all I would have to do, all my elements are already there. I just kind of have to position everything to fit, right? Like that new size that I just recreated. So that's something else that's really awesome on Canva. I'm going to show you guys another super cool thing. So we've talked about print, we've kind of talked about social and super, like, you know, easy videos to do on the platform. I'm going to go back home. And in this example, you just finished a closing and you're trying to send a thank you card to your client for working with you. So you would go to create a design and I would do a search for a postcard. So you see here, choose this design postcard. So now you know that this is the size of a postcard. Remember guys, so over here under templates, you're always gonna have templates that you can search for, right? So I could type in here just sold and you have postcards showing up. You've got 1 of 2, so that's telling you there's a front and a back to that postcard. I'm gonna go back out of here because I have a design already saved for this class. So let me look for it. So the idea for this is that you're thanking them for working with you, but you're also going to ask them for a review on Google or wherever it is that you want to ask for a review. So you're going to throw a QR code on there. I'm going to show you how you can do that on Canva. So here I designed this one from scratch. Remember, you're always going to have this template option up here. But when you go to I'm going to scroll all the way down and you're going to go to more and you see where it says QR code here. You're going to select that. And this is where you're going to put, this is the second part. This is the back part of my postcard, right? With my tag saying thank you and asking the client for a review. And so here you're going to put in, I'm going to put in my website. Did I put that right? And generate code. So here is my design. So I can go ahead and place it over here. Be mindful that whenever you use a QR code, try not to put anything on top of the QR code because that will affect the scannability of that code. All right. And so now if you were to scan that, it would take you to my website. But for this example, you would place a review link on there. Wherever it is, whatever platform it is that you're using to ask for reviews, that's where you would do it. The other thing that's really cool here, so some more ideas on how to use this feature. If you just sold a property somewhere and you wanted to create your own design for just sold, thanks to COVID, now people know how to use QR codes again, right? And QR codes became a lot easier to use than when it first came out. You needed like a special app to be able to scan QR codes. So now this resource can double as something that provides additional information. So you're sending out a just sold postcard and you're adding a QR code to, I don't know, maybe you have like a YouTube video giving the latest market update in that area. So right now, like I'm a new homeowner and that I'm very interested in everything that's selling in my market. I want to be aware of what's going on. So if I received a postcard like this, I would scan it and watch your video. QR codes are okay. Yes.
Just giving a little explanation in case people aren't familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for a while we needed, in order to access menus at restaurants, we had to be able to scan them. But yeah, now your camera makes it super easy to scan it. But before you needed an app, and that's why it was kind of a pain to use them. Some more ideas. So open houses, you can design a flyer, something that you're printing. Maybe you're putting out a yard sign in front of a listing and you want to put a QR code on that yard sign. My recommendation is QR codes do not work well on social media. Most of the time people are consuming content on their phone. So I cannot, if I'm viewing it on my phone, I can't scan it, right? Anything that's print, QR codes are good to have. The other thing that I wanted to show you is Canva has the opportunity, provides printing services. So here, if you design this on Canva, you could go to print postcards, and then here you can choose the size of the postcard that you want, which pages you're trying to print, the style, the finish that you want, the kind of paper, the amount that you want to order, and then also you can actually include envelopes in your order too. So I think that's pretty cool. The packaging with Canva is kind of exciting to get a box from them. I've ordered things with them before, so it's kind of cool, the whole Canva experience.
And I will put my name on it. They are quality. It's not like some, you're not just ordering something inexpensive and it comes out shoddy. It is a really high quality card.
Yes. And Marty's actually asking a really good question. Do the stock templates dimensions include bleed if I want to send my design to a commercial printer? So you have to order it with a certain, like you can't go to Kinko's and expect them to print something without without the bleed. So I have designed things on here, and when you go to, so this will give you, I'm going to show you, let me see if I go to continue, you see how it's showing me like the lines over here. It's going to make sure, let me see, there's a PDF that it shows me. It's telling you what the safe area is right here. So they'll print it perfectly without the, with the bleed set up and everything so that you don't have that issue. And then also, let's just say if I wanted to print this as a PDF or download it as a PDF, you can put PDF for print and it'll be ready to go. So Marty, I've never had an issue with that. I work with a commercial printer too, and I've been able to print designs with no bleed because I'm not a fan of bleed. So yeah, so that it's not an issue. And it all depends on who you're working with, obviously, that they can set it up that way. Do you guys have any other questions? Sorry, I was trying to see if I missed any other questions in here. Do you want me to?
Time for Q&A?
Yes, 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 yes.
Here's your opportunity, you guys. You know, Katya threw a lot of information at us. It's a lot in such a short amount of time, and we totally get that. You know, I'm sure you all see that I did take a recording. However, we are still waiting for word back from Katya's superiors on if we are able to send that out. So for right now, it's unavailable, and we will have these slides. But a lot of this was more interactive, so there's not too much to share as far as the slides. So yeah, your assistant and you can use the same account, or you can actually create 2 separate accounts and make a team. So then you both have an account, and it's under the pro account, but you have a social media team that you're able to kind of lump together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Muriel asked, could you show us a quick brochure example?
Yes.
We have come to the hour, so that's up to you, Katya. If anyone else has to go for a meeting or anything, you're welcome to jump off whenever you need to.
Yeah, so here, if you, like I said, anytime you're creating a brand new design, you know that you need a brochure, right? In particular, if you go over to create a design, I would type that in there, do brochure, and you see like it's already, this is a sheet of paper, but only it's in landscape style, right? And it's already showing you your marker lines. And again, the really cool thing is that there's always templates available with any size that you're working on. So if you like this one and you select it, see, everything's already positioned perfectly, right? For this trifold, all you have to do is, change the colors to match your brand, change all of that. You can change the text. You can go to your uploads, and that's where you can change the photos that are in here or any of the stock photos. Somebody asked me again where the QR code is under more. Mine is showing up here, the QR code, because I use it. But if you have not used it, you're going to want to go to more, and then here select QR code. And then you just put the link in there, and that's it. Okay. Got it?
So Lisa had asked, do they have a template for one Sotheby's? I want to say the answer is no. They have real estate templates. So they have templates that cater to realtors and real estate marketing materials, but nothing with a specific company. So you would just take that real estate template and then replace the logos with the one Sotheby's logo.
Yeah. Yeah, you would just have to upload all of your elements, your brand elements on there for your design.
But there are real estate templates for sure, a ton of them.
Yes. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them there.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's really cool is, like, say if you did have, like, you're working on a team and maybe they have their own account. Sometimes I do that with my team. So if you go to share and you go share a link to edit, share a link to use as a template, you can copy that link, and that way your original design won't get messed up, but you're sharing a template that's ready with someone else. Okay. So, I mean, that's another really cool feature with Canva if you're working with teams and stuff like that. Oh,
I think, so Catalina asked, how about if I have an account via my broker, can I just get the pro and keep all of her work and designs?
So I think that all of the accounts would have to have, like, if I go to add anybody on my team, I have to put them in as a paid pro user, and I'd be paying additionally for their account. Amy, thank you.
Anybody else got questions?
Thanks, Moody, and thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I knew this was going to be a winner, and I actually learned a couple things too. So thank you, Katya.
You're welcome. We're gonna go over this again, like the step-by-step design again in the social one, but in the next one is gonna be heavily focused on like designs that you guys, once that class is over, you can be creating content right away. So
I know it's so exciting that we have a part 2. Like it's very rare that we have a 2-part classes going on, and I'm excited about it. So if you haven't signed up, again, I will that invitation should be coming out today or tomorrow. I haven't said it yet, but I will. So yeah, thank you, Katya, for everything, of course. Thank you all for joining us today.
thank you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm really excited. I'll be seeing you guys again soon.
On the 1st, March 1st.
Yes, I'll see you guys soon, okay?
Everybody have a wonderful day designing.
Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.